In our work with teachers, many of them struggled with the Sustainable Development Goals as they tried to bring them into their teaching. So we spent a lot of time working out how can we work with the Sustainable Development Goals to enrich our subject teaching. And there are a variety of ways that we came up to do this, considering the Sustainable Goals as a handprint tool for including them in subject teaching around a matter of concern. And here, what we did is we looked at this idea of circles of care and concern, mostly centering on not what are the big concerns that we need to bring to children, but what are the learners' concerns and how do they take up some of the bigger concerns, looking at them in relation to the way that they impact on their lives. So in handprint, what we did is we looked at starting off with descriptions of the context. What is the situation in which the learners might encounter these matters of concern, the big ones? And what are the concerns that they feel that develop around them? And then using a story approach, a real world approach, what we started to look at was, what are the focus for this inquiry and these concerns? And we came up with this Sustainable Development Goals Wheel, where in many of the projects, we just gave this to the students and they did their own research on how do their concerns play out in terms of these Sustainable Development Goals. Are there gender dimensions or water dimensions or health and well-being or life in water or climate concerns? And it came out to be a really useful tool for the students to identify what are all the spokes that connect to their matters of concern. What are the priority areas? So rather than looking at it as goals to be achieved, it was to deepen the understanding of the matter of concern that they were interested in. And then when they got to focusing at the local area, they could summarize the findings that they have, and then they could look at questions and ideas for taking further forward. So we found that the 4-quadrant model worked really well alongside the Sustainable Development Goals, where they often came in quadrant 2 as a tool for deepening the inquiry that the students were involved in. So the insights that we developed is that the Sustainable Development Goals can provide startup challenges and support the development of systems thinking and higher order thinking skills, particularly the latter. They also prove to be useful tools for students working with subject knowledge to develop a deeper insight into a local matter of concern. So the Sustainable Development Goals were a critical tool as part of the handprint care process of students deepening their understanding and engaging with matters of concern at a local level. And of course, there are many readings in UNESCO that can be explored around the Sustainable Development Goals as one of the most important frameworks to come out in the 21st century for considering future sustainability.